Hello all you freaks and welcome to LTA Movie Club. For those who don't know, up until now, Movie Club is where we watch a new movie every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but starting tomorrow, we watch movies on Saturdays. We post video responses, we suggest more movies to watch, we have drunken armored brawls in the comment section, and everyone has a good time. The easiest way to watch all the movies on Movie Club is to go to the Earl at netflix.com/VLED. Use that and you get a free month of instant streaming movies. Our movie for today is Iron Man 2, which is described as... With the world now aware of his dual life as the armored superhero Iron Man, billionaire inventor Tony Stark faces pressure from the government, the press, and the public to share his technology with the military. Unwilling to let go of his invention, Stark, along with Pepper Potts and James Rhodey Rhodes at his side, must forge new alliances and confront powerful enemies. And we're back! So, kind of like what I said with Prince of Persia, there's a lot in this movie that I like, but I still have serious issues with it. That said, this is still a much better movie than Prince of Persia. Now for the good, the cast is excellent. Robert Downey Jr. rules the day as Tony Stark. I have nothing but respect for this man. I know he's going to do great in the Avengers movie and in Iron Man 3, which they're working on right now. I liked Mickey Rourke's performance, but I didn't really like how this character was conceived. They needed Iron Man to have a nemesis, and this is basically what they came up with. What we have is a guy who wants to kill and or ruin Tony, whom he's never met, because he wants revenge over what Tony's father did to his father. So it's revenge in the third degree. Now, some people may enjoy that kind of blood feud thing, but I just found it extremely flat and contrived. And at the end of the day, Vanko was barely in the movie anyway. He tries to kill Tony at the beginning, and then he sits around for almost the entire movie until the big final battle at the end. Not much of a character arc there. Sam Rockwell, on the other hand, takes what little he's given with Justin Hammer and really devours it. He's a lot of fun to watch. The action scenes are very good, the special effects are great as ever. Where the movie fails is the story. A lot of the time it feels like the writers aren't really sure what story they want to tell, so they just throw everything they can think of on the screen to see what sticks. There's one about Tony's technology being misused. There's another about a business rival trying to outdo him. There's one about Tony's life-saving tech slowly killing him. There's another one about the government trying to get control of Iron Man, which is some of the most boring shit in the movie. There's one about Vanko's third-degree revenge. There's all the tension with Pepper as Tony is making her CEO. And there's the stuff with the Stark Expo. The movie can't decide what's important. It feels like a season of television all smashed together. The first act, while fun, is pretty meandering until Vanko shows up and tries to kill Tony, which is an excellent action scene, by the way. Then he's thrown in jail, and the movie gets back to meandering for a long, long time until the balls-to-the-wall action at the end. Also, since tons of ad-libbing worked in the first movie, they decided, well, let's just do it again. And so there's lots of scenes of Tony and Pepper or Tony and Rhodey just talking at each other, talking over each other, and nothing is accomplished. And oh yeah, just to slow the movie down even more, let's add some Avengers stuff. So Tony is basically being audited by S.H.I.E.L.D. to see if he's cut out for the Avengers. How exciting. You see why people compare this to Spider-Man 3? That's especially what I was thinking of during the drunken brawl between Tony and Rhodey at the birthday party. I'm like, I'm getting a Spider-Man 3 vibe off of this, and not in a good way. My biggest beef with this movie has to do with the third act, and it's something that I'm seeing in way too many superhero movies lately. And that is not giving the villain a juicy supervillain scheme for the hero to stop. You'd think this would be standard, but apparently we have to discuss this. Now, I'm not saying all superhero movies need to be the same, but just hear me out here. Give your villain something to do that is a threat to someone, anyone, besides the hero, so that the hero can swoop in and save the day. Too often the big fight at the end has to do with the villain trying to kill the hero because he wants revenge or he's gone crazy or some other contrived bullshit. Sure, if the hero doesn't find a way to stop the villain, he's gonna die. But that's not heroic. Not if there's nothing at stake besides the hero's own life. There's no tension there. We know the hero's not gonna die in his own movie. A fight where nothing is at stake is boring no matter how cool the effects are. At the end of this movie, Vanko unleashes his automated drones all over the city, and then Tony and Rhodey have to stop them. Fine, cool. But then after they do that, you'd think they'd have to go find Vanko to stop whatever the next part of his scheme is, and then we have the final showdown that way. But no, the writing is too lazy to do that, so instead, Vanko goes to them, because he wants to show off his new armor so bad. What the fuck is this? That made no sense to me. What does Vanko gain from fighting them now? Why not just self-destruct all the drones first and save himself the trouble? There's still a lot to like about the movie, but it doesn't have near the rewatch value of the first one. So I do recommend watching it one time, just because some stuff in here will be important in other subsequent Marvel Studios movies. Starting this Saturday, the Movie Club will be moving to the Vloggy channel at youtube.com/PhilipDeFranco, with tomorrow's entry being the first episode of Surviving the Cut, so be sure to subscribe, watch that show, and leave a video response, and you too could be featured on the next episode with your very own wacky nickname. But that's enough of my arrogant, drunken jackassery. What did you think, Movie Club?